This is quite the wagon train. It is so long. One of the longest series of pieces of stuff connected I've seen. And he can do a lot with it.
He's famous. G'day, Brett. How you going?
Nice to meet you.
You likewise.
Wow, you've got a nice cart here. This thing's huge. And is this air power too? 3-inch primaries?
Yeah, 3-inch.
Yeah, you got 3-inch. You got section control.
Yeah.
Section command, I should say. Look at the size of those fans.
Yeah, put them in.
Okay.
But we did this. See that?
Yeah, you'd made the manifold out of rectangular tubes.
So it just turns it into a single chute.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you can't clean it out. Like we used to have to go away and have lunch while it's emptying out.
Oh man.
It was hopeless. Take up a whole new roller with a bigger shaft and put a pillar, what's called a pillar block bearing out here, so that you can pull it off easy. Because that there, the only way to get that off, like we change the bearings every year, and you've got to come in, you've got to take the build out and then cut it out with oxy-torch.
We've got stainless bearings now.
Yeah.
Stainless rollers, stainless shafts, stainless hardware, everything's stainless.
Well, here we have a lot of trouble with field mice.
These mice just come out of nowhere and just eat your crop.
Yeah, quite often we can spread bait out and they won't take the bait because there's too much other food for them. The best way that we find they take the bait, when you disturb the soil, the mouse comes up out of his hole and they rely on scent trails to get around, so they always smell on their feet, all right, as they're running along. And because it's disturbed the soil, it's messed up all their scent trails, and they panic, and it creates there's a term for it. It's like a shark feeding frenzy, like that makes them eat. That's the best time to bait, immediately behind.
Which is why you're dumping, spreading it out after you seed.
Yeah, we find, and the beauty of the zinc phosphide mouse bait, there's no carry-on damage. Because if a bird comes along and eats a dead mouse, then the bird's fined. Like, whereas with something like strychnine, if the bird eats the mouse, the bird dies. And then if a dog eats the bird, the dog dies. Like it goes on.
Yeah, it just keeps going. It's poison. A lot of people are probably wondering, like, holy cow, you're taking care of that problem, but then it's got to be bad on the environment with the other species. But it sounds like there's still a responsible way to kill them and not have them destroy your crop. But yet not kill the other animals too, so that's nice.
This box here holds our seed, so that's sometimes we run variable rate on that sometimes. Depending on the soil type, we might put a bit more on some ground than other ground. Then in there we run a bit of what you call I think you guys in the States call it potash plus, which is potassium sulfate. And in there we run our MAP, or monoammonium phosphate.
Now you've got some smaller tanks here. Do you use those?
Yeah. Well, that's just fresh water for washing our hands.
Okay.
And that one's for wetter. A wetting agent on some of our sands, because we build up the organic matter. It's developed a thing called water repellency, which means you pour water on it and it'll run off instead of soaking. It's all rotten down bugs. It creates a wax on the outside of the sand. So the sand goes oily or waxy. And quite often you can get a rain and the water virtually goes straight through it and the sand won't get wet.
Wow. And
then it'll slowly wet up from the bottom.
Okay.
And yes, it's a bit hard to describe, but you kick the top of it and it's still dry.
That's crazy, but it's still got in.
Yeah. So we run trifluorine in that tank. Trifluorine or the pre-emergent spray.
Pre-emerge, okay.
Yeah.
Pre-emerge.
And that goes out the spray jets.
In the very front.
Yep. Then in that tank we run whatever's going down the seed tube. Maybe a bit of insecticide or fungicide, whatever we want to put on.
How far off or how far offset do you guys have the fertilizer?
Oh, probably an inch and a half.
Okay.
Something like
just straight down or off to the side?
Straight down. That's just our control valves there.
It's quite the contraption here.
Yeah, we know how it works. So we run section control with the liquid system, so it's just 2 sections.
Okay.
Here we've got a small seeds box, and all that thing is what they call a hose spreader. There's a lot of them. There's a few different brands come out of Europe, and that's actually a Venturi seeder system, It's not a pressurised tank, right?
Okay.
And that just goes in some Venturis down there that we made ourselves. So those hoses, they can just move, slip along that.
They're not wearing a hole in them or binding.
Hopefully that plastic will be a bit kinder on the hose.
So this is a bar made in Australia?
Yeah, West Australia.
Duraquip Seed Storm. All right.
What I like about them is they're a bridge frame, very similar to the Morris, I think.
Okay.
But the whole thing weighs 30 tonne. They're pretty heavy. They've got this big
Look
anchor
at that chain.
and he's only got one ream lifting it.
Wow. Look at all the pivot points and linkages. This is insane. There's chain going all the way across. That's the single cylinder that lifts this whole thing up or down. One cylinder for lift. That's quite the plug into the tractor you have to have. So how many meters is this Seed Storm?
24 metres.
24 meters, which would be times 3.
80 foot.
So it's the same as your
80 footer.
Canadian market with your Borgo and.
Okay.
This is basically based front casters. If you
Looks very much like a Borgo.
If you painted it red and said your front wheels here, this structure, all of this, and this front end's the same as a Borgo. And he's just Australia-fied it.
They modified it.
They've modified it into this.
Yeah.
We've got a row of jets. Well, the jets are off now, but that doesn't matter. But that's a spray bar. And the way I did that, we just jointed that. And that's just a truck angle. That seems to work.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just every 2 foot there's a spray jet for putting on pre-emergence. Because we've got some high pH calcareous type soils, there is an advantage in running liquid phosphorus, or we use phosphoric acid.
Okay.
Right, and it acidifies or neutralises a little strip where your row is. It makes the phosphorus more efficient, right? Because it doesn't get locked up straight away onto the calcium, as well as MAP, monoammonium phosphate. The higher pH stuff gets phosphoric acid, and the lower pH we might have to do something. And in some paddocks we actually spread lime, and another bit of the paddock might be too high pH. So at seeding time we put phosphoric acid with the MAP.
And you oftentimes have to carry all that on board because it can change very quickly.
Probably it works out that we probably do about half the farm with phosphoric acid.
Okay.
And where we don't put the phosphoric acid, well, then obviously we need to put more MAP. This is where it all happens. So there you've got the phosphoric acid will dribble out of there in a stream, out of that one. Down there we run MAP, and that's variable rated. The phosphoric acid is variable rated, so that might go over half the paddock depending on the pH. Out this tube here is our seed. So here you've got the knife point, then you've got a closer plate, and then seed dribbles out there. In there we can have a fungicide or some trace elements that can go with the seed. We also put wetter with it sometimes, and then that's pressure. Right.
It's interesting they even have this, like, this must just be when it folds.
That's an add-on.
That's all that is.
For when it folds?
This up the top here.
Yeah.
That's to deflect tree branches.
Like when you go under a tree branch, quite often it'll smash your heads.
Yeah. Rip sensors, pull wire, hoses, all that. So I anticipate that some parts are going to go into this conveyor eventually. Either we're going to change it all out to stainless, or he's going to rebuild it with stainless guts, we call it. He'll get a stainless roller, stainless bearings, shafts, hardware, all that. Maybe a new belt too. He apparently already has to do that every year with the OEM parts, the John Deere parts, and he's kind of sick of that. The lowers, of course, they're getting pretty corroded. He's already done the half-foot disconnects from RedE here, so those actually function. You can pull this meter out and you can clean it out, whatever, especially when this is section command. You got to be able to pull these out, shut off the tank fully and not have it pouring out. Otherwise you got to drain the whole tank just to get the meter cartridge back in. He's got a lot of corrosion happening here, so pretty soon we're probably going to be changing out the whole meter housing. We'll see how much longer this will last before he's got to do that. But a nice setup. I know you guys have enjoyed seeing and hearing how he farms, what he has to do to get that best yield and to get that crop up and the challenges he faces. Well, we're out of here. Thanks so much, Brett. Thanks again.
No worries.
Been an awesome tour.